Fictive Culture Project, Mehrunian Culture, for Cultural Anthropology. Lab 1, Founder Characteristic Subculture. Agenda 1, Founders and Culture, for Mehrunians. The Mehrunian culture began several centuries following a planetary-wide collapse in terms of the environment known as the Great Withering. The gradual breakdown of planetary ecosystems was coupled with the exodus of a roving band of planetary cartographers, herb biologists, and story weavers to a massive canyon system known as the Mehruna Caverns. The environment, while lacking much in terms of light due to the absence of sun, consisted of bioluminescent minerals and fossilized plant life along the rivers. Instead of attempting to recreate their lost world, they knew that humanity needed to find a way to live in harmony with the earth and not against it in the living spirits, believed to be present in the materials and organic life of the earth. Over the years, their communities evolved into a distinctive culture that emphasized their ancestors and the living spirits in the materials of the earth and life itself. Biographies of the founders. Aaron Solhara, the celestial archivist. Aaron was an astronomer in a dying Earth observatory. Aaron maintained ancient star maps and a belief in the application of astronomy and ethics. Aaron started the first survivors in the canyon. Aaron made the first star codex, the holy Mehrunian work of astronomy. Sarah Venue, herbalist and keeper of roots. Sarah was an herbal biologist and an expert in the intelligence and regenerative system of plants. It is through her healing practices that the Mehrunian medical tradition was born. She created the Mehrunian root scripts, a series of descriptions of the relationship of the spirit to plants. Chemi Droven, storyteller of the old paths. The traveling anthropological archivist Chemi recorded the languages, myths, and oral histories from a variety of the pre-collapsed world civilizations. Mehrunian rituals and origin stories originated with Chemi. Together, the founders formed a society that incorporates elements of spiritual ecology, communalism, and complex cosmo-rational practices. Agenda 2, cultural laws, morals, and norms. Laws. Land cannot be owned, but instead will be in trust for the people of the future. Water, light, and seeds are communal and cannot be sold. No child should be raised in a single household. A child belongs to all and the entire community. Artifacts that are more than 100 years in age cannot be removed from their site unless permission is sought from the cultural elders in a manner that involves a ritual. Morals. Ambeliza Aram 1. Ilmu Kesambahan Tarabs. Truth is a communal phenomenon acquired through consensus and narratives. Illness has nothing to do with shame. It shows a disharmony between human and their environments. Norms. All people wear mineral-dyed clothes associated with their religious attunement. Daily communal meals are mandatory. Singing in childbirth is encouraged, also in farming and gathering. Agenda 3, deviant subculture and taboos. A small group does not favor communal life and desires independence. They favor isolated life above the caves and won't take part in rituals that would be considered spiritually dimmed, and they wouldn't have the light of the communal life. Taboo. Mentioning the name of the deceased before the 8th moon passage rite. Destroying a plant without giving a mineral and a song in return. Eating alone. use of fire during the hours of the sacred silence, dusk to mid-evening. Agenda 4, rituals and rites of passage. Ritual, the luminous weaving ceremony. The rite of passage, becoming a light walker. This preliminal separation at the age of 16 happens when the child is let out of the family and lives in the listening cavern for 3 days while meditating amongst the light-emitting minerals there. Liminal transition. There is spiritual testing that incorporates singing ancestor tales and knowledge of the environment. The child grows up and comes back with the light-emitted woven sash, an adult name, and status of light walker, complete with religious practices and decision-making. Cosmology and religion. After the child changes into an adult light walker, the rest of the belief system in Meherunian culture states that an animistic and polytheistic ideology is based upon symbols such as rocks, seeds, air currents, mushrooms, and the 6 elder forces instead of gods. Solane, spirit of light and truth. Mehrun, spirit of water and memory. Vera, spirit of plants and growth. Drek, spirit of stone stability. Eshru, spirit of wind change. Chalu, spirit of animals companions. Arevel, spirit of ancestors and knowledge. The purpose of cosmology serves to aid in understanding the natural cycles, enhances group identity, promotes comfort in the face of uncertainty, drought, and sickness. Anthropologically, this religion is viewed not just as superstition, but as a functional adaptive system. The economy and modes of production are through low-intensity agriculture, root crops, mineral-fed vines, and this is subsistent through wild mushrooms and canyon fruit gathering, neighbor trades, labor division, elder specialing in religious legal meditation, adults with farmers, crafters, youth that are young apprentices to artisans, social implications, sound food source creates sound lines of descent. Collective farming creates existence of community. Ritual agriculture is a belief that religious harmony ensures cultural success. Kinship system, matrilineal and clan. Descent is traced through mother and maternal ancestral spirits. Marriage rules, exogamous, you need to marry from another. Marriage is considered a weaving that 2 lives join each other in. Gardens and houses are passed through the female line. Spiritual roles are through songkeepers and bone readers. The anthropology importance is because kinship is more than a biological fact. It also determines inheritance, duty, affinity, and political relations. Material culture. Material culture is a crucial factor in Meherunian identity. Key artifacts cited: the wooden spirit carved totem, the Meherunian propaganda poster, the stone ancestral tablets, the sacred luminous cloth weavings. A reflection for Dr. Jones' class. Throughout the semester, I discovered the importance and reality that living culture is not just a theory in the textbook. It's also discovered through my Meherunian culture how cosmos affects morality and economic modes affect social hierarchies, and kinship constructs identity, duty, and belonging.